I'm gonna try to sing along with this church congregation in Dutch, because I never done anything in Dutch. And here's Marilyn Monroe. Well, it's Michelle Williams acting as Marilyn Monroe in My Week with Marilyn and Eddie Redmayne and Kenneth Branagh. So I don't know if you can see the glares in the way, kind of. Let me see. That's a little better. Okay, that's Kenneth Branagh. So, and you can hear in the background, "Mine here is the Lord is my shepherd," in Dutch, because I speak mostly English and Spanish. But, and here's our tea. There's our tea. Okay, I don't know what's going on. Let me see. As the FBI Boston Division, they're talking about Boston again. And Iraq Kurd leader threatens action over Syrian rebel attacks on Kurds. Okay, and free Syrian army rebel commander killed by Al-Qaeda linked militants. Obama wants to pause and reassess relations with Russia. Okay, so that's what's going on in the world today. And also, Battleship is on with Taylor Kitsch. There's on the other channel. So here's three things. There's Battleship with Taylor Kitsch and Rihanna and Skarsgård. Taylor Kitsch, Alexander Skarsgård, and Rihanna. Yeah, American sailors fight an army of alien invaders based on the Hasbro Naval Combat Game from 2012. So that's what's going on. Okay, but well, I guess I'm gonna leave it here. I don't know what else is on the news. Let me see. I'm going back to the news to see what's on it's in the news. There's Abby Martin. She's ready to break another set, I guess. Yelling and shouting. Okay, so let me sing this. This is a very short psalm, Psalm 23. In fact, that's for you, Lucas and Luke Bracey and the world. And let me try to sing this in Dutch. I don't know. I know we're a little Dutch, but from the little German that I know too. Well, I know enough German. I knew enough German to get around, so I went to Amsterdam, and you know, I was able to follow signs and stuff like that, and read the menu and stuff like that, enough to order food. So oh, and in fact, by the way, I had a professor at FIU that he was very young, very handsome young professor, and he was from Holland. He was from the Netherlands. Yeah, it was very good. He was an engineering professor. I cannot remember his name, but he was very good. And he spoke several languages. Like usually, a lot of these people from Europe, they usually learn at least 2 or 3 languages. So he did. He was actually from Holland, and he was teaching here at FIU in English. Okay, so. But there's a connection between, you know, when Ruben, when the plane, I've talked about this before, Ruben Van Tilburg, the plane that went down, he was the only survivor. He was the sole survivor. And I have posted in the 99 Luftballons, like the night before, a couple of nights before. So if you go back into my emails, you might be able to, I don't know if you can verify this, but maybe I have been talking about some other things. Usually it's more than one clue. So I've been talking about other things, and one of the things that I was very touched by the whole thing, by the accident, and that Ruben was the only one that survived. And so after that, I sent this poem in Dutch to him and his family, you know, his surviving aunt or uncle, whatever, the people that took care of, that were going to raise him, after his mother, Trudy, and his brother, Enzo. See, I still remember. I don't remember the father's name, though. I think it might have been Michael, but I cannot be sure. But I remember that I remember his mother's name was Trudy, and his brother's name was Enzo. So they went in a safari. I think they went on a safari to South Africa, and on their way back, the plane from South Africa, from Johannesburg, landed, I think, crashed while trying to land at Tripoli airport, and everybody died. So I have sent this poem, and I have been talking about, I think maybe at the time, if you can go back to my emails, you might be able to find that I have been talking about other things, maybe, and the connection between Reuben and why it touched me. I think of Reuben, and there's a connection in the Bible between Reuben and Joseph, and even Omar and the Ishmaelites. And in fact, after Jose died, I ended up buying a Dutch caravan. So you can read all this, and you can maybe make the connections like I did, and why the crash touched me as it did, and even more poignant that Reuben was the only survivor. And even I have mentioned before that Bre Omara, a writer that was becoming famous, apparently she was on a book signing deal. She was flying to London for a book signing deal, and she perished also in the plane crash. So this is the poem I have sent to them. So I'm gonna try. This is the first time that I tried to do something in Dutch, because I have done I've done English and Spanish, which is really mostly what I speak. But I used to go to the library, and I used to in between time classes. Sometimes I would have a class at 1 o'clock and the next one at 4 or 5 in the afternoon, and nothing else to do. So I would study for a while, and then I would end up going to my favorite section of the library as a hobby, the language section. So I used to read Manchete and Veja, try to pick up, if they have back then, the Stern, but usually the Spiegel in German, and other magazine, the Paris Match in French. And that's how I mostly learned the rest of what I know about French and German, and a little bit of Italian and Latin from when I was an altar boy. I guess it stayed in my mind enough, and it's similar to Spanish and Portuguese. Well, that's the story of me and Jose. And what else did I try to speak? Well, and a little bit of Dutch. And then outside of that, it's too difficult for me. I think it will be very difficult for me to try to learn Arabic or Hebrew or even Russian or any language that is not Latin script based. And even well, I never really tried to dabble much in Swedish or Norwegian or anything else. But I did live close to the Belgian and the Netherlands, Luxembourg, the Benelux countries, Luxembourg, Belgium, and the Netherlands. I was right on the border, and France. So these were the languages that were surrounding me while I lived in Germany for 2 years. So that's naturally that's where I went to. So I didn't go try to speak Norwegian or Finnish or even Swedish. I guess the next one that I would have tried would have been Swedish. And since I like ABBA so much, I guess maybe one of these days I venture into trying to sing something in Swedish from ABBA. But the next one would have been Dutch, because it was right there. But I feel like Dutch and German are so alike that well, I would have had to be living in the Netherlands to try to learn better Dutch. But I did do this. I sent out the poem. So for the first time, I'm gonna try to sing this along with the Dutch congregation. And they're gonna sing mine. The Lord is my shepherd in Dutch. So you're gonna hear me try to speak Dutch the best I can from what I read. And I just heard it. So I just heard them sing. So this is just my second time hearing them sing. So here it goes, and it's already 9 minutes, and like always, it's a long explanation, and then people don't want to really hear the poem at the end or whatever. They cut it out. Yeah, it gets boring, I guess, people listening to me, but I feel good talking about it, and I like to talk. If I did not have my problem with my jaws, I will be out there in the world talking to people. But you know, I have my problem with my jaw, so I have now pretty much become like a recluse, even more so than I ever was. I was always kind of reclusive. I just ventured out to talk to people when I needed to, when I had to, and I have plenty of things. I even worked at the airport, for God's sake, in customs and immigration. So I used to work with people. Yeah. But it's really not my natural inclination. My natural inclination is to be by myself, and I just venture out to talk to people whenever I feel the need to. But now I become even more reclusive because my jaws bother me so much. So here I am. Whenever I get on the internet and I try to record myself, I love talking about myself sometimes, you know. And if Ruben ever reads this, I'm not gonna show myself anymore. But I'm in boxer shorts like always. So I got the other things. You know, I'm in boxer shorts like always. Okay, there you go. Okay, that's enough because I don't want to get raunchy. If he ever reads this, when he grows up, you know, he can see me. I made the 2 collages for him. With him, I included him in the 2 collages or 1 collage? Yeah, 2 collages actually. I included him. The image when he right immediately after the plane crash, and then now that he's a little bit older, he's now like becoming a very young, handsome young man. You know, he's like an adolescent now, I guess. Very young boy. So I have him in my collage wearing his red shirt, I think. Red or orange? Red, I think. Yeah, red shirt. Okay. And then in bed when he was he had broken bones, and it's a miracle that boy survived. So among all the wreckage, it's unbelievable. Okay, so let me sing this because it's already 12 minutes. Here I am talking and talking and talking, and I never get to I get to do it at the end. Okay, so let me see this. Let me see this. And like I said, this is my best Dutch, so I'm sorry to the people in the Netherlands, but this is I never really tried to speak Dutch. I just like I said, I went to Amsterdam and that's it. I like what's his name, Brett. Yeah, what's his name? He sings Amsterdam and Ne me quitte pas and all those songs that he sings. So I love I cannot remember Jacques Brett. I couldn't remember his name. Okay, here goes. So here goes from the beginning. De Heer is met HERDER. Samen sang OLV Bet Cruis. This is a congregation somewhere in Dutchland, in the Netherlands. Okay. En de Heer is met HERDER. Ik heb al wat mislust. Ich zal mich geleiden, nach grasige Weiden. Ich wollte mich als Sachkens an wachende Rust. Der Herr ist mit HERDER. Ich wag vor mich Ziel, ich bring mich auf Wegen, wann Gott heit ein Segen. Ich fragt mals ich wankel, ich tragt mals ich will. Der Herr is mit HERDER, hem blieb ich gewied, zal ihm verkehren, in der Huis meines Herren, so kront mit haar Segen, sich liefde altisch. And I'll post it with the and that's it. I'll post it with the when I process it. It's 14 minutes. Today is Saturday. Yeah, today is Saturday, the 10th of August, August the 10th, 2013. So, and it's 12:01 noon. So today is what I like to call Sabbatak or Samstak. Sabbatak. 10 August 2013 und es ist 12 1 Uhr in the Morgen, nach Morgen, après-midi. 1 Minute après-midi. Okay, so there it goes. Hello, Lucas and the world. Bye-bye. This is it. This is my venture in Dutch. It's the only thing that I could think about doing in Dutch. Because this is a story that personally touched me. So I was thinking about it. I had never done anything in Dutch. So let me see. Not to boast, but some people started reading my things from Europe, some language group. So I guess that's why I started thinking about this. They started reading some language from Europe, some European language group. So I started thinking about that. And so I've done, let's see, I speak English and Spanish, and the rest of it I just dabble in all these other languages, some of them better than others. English and French, I mean, French and German would have been the second or third language, the third and fourth language that I would have tried to learn better. And then after that, well, Portuguese, because I met Jose. So we lived together for 8 years. But ironically, he hardly ever spoke to me in Portuguese. He was not very patient, and for me to learn something, I have to hear it many times. The same word doesn't stick with me unless I hear it many times. So he was impatient, and he wanted to learn English. So we ended up mostly he ended up learning English and Spanish while he lived here in Miami after he came from Brazil and Suriname. He went to Suriname, and then from Suriname he had Dutch papers. His papers were in Dutch. So his permit, his work permit, his visa, all that were in Dutch from Suriname. And that's how he ended up coming here to Miami to study. That's how I met Jose. He came here to study. He came to Miami, and that's where we met. So he ended up learning a lot of English and Spanish, and he had already studied French back in Brazil, because that's the language that he had chosen, his second language or third. So that's what he learned. He was a member of the Alliance Française, and that's what he learned. So he actually knew more French. The French actually helped him when he ended up working at the Fontainebleau Hilton, and there were a lot of Haitian people working there. So he even ended up learning some Creole, yeah, because he worked with all these Haitian people. So yeah, the French actually helped him in that respect. And in Suriname, I would actually I joke to him. He would say, I would say to him, you say something to me in Dutch or something from Suriname, and he would say, this is all he would say, taki taki, mi no sabe. That's all he would say, things like that. I don't know, papimentos from other islands, and they speak taki taki, I think is what they call it. It's down there. If they don't speak the official Dutch language, which is the official language of Suriname, then I think they speak taki taki or something. I don't know. In other areas, people speak papimento. Other areas of the Caribbean, I think, where the Dutch were, and they mixed it up with with other languages, and they ended up coming out with papimento. Okay, so it's 19 minutes. See, a very short poem, and here I am. I took almost 20 minutes. Okay, remember Vega. Vega is Vega. Okay, remember Vega. Vega is 25 light years from Earth, but 800,000 years to travel there. So it doesn't look like we're gonna make it to Vega anytime soon. We barely made it to the moon. Some people even dispute that. But I accepted. We traveled to the moon. Now they're trying to go to Mars, and that's it. So we did not even leave the solar system. And many people think that we have been on this planet for over 500,000 years already. So it begs the question as to why did Jesus come to Earth 2,000 years ago? And this is what I talk about. That's what I talk about. Well, that's what I write about. Why did Jesus come to Earth 2,000 years ago? Why not 500 years ago? Why not 1,000 years ago? Why not 3,000 years ago? 5,000 years ago? Why did he choose 2,000 years ago? So I say he came to warn us, because it's just like he said. He said, I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. And 2,000 years ago was the beginning of the age of Pisces, which is why he's also identified with the symbol of the fish and the lamb. Lamb is something else, but the fish is because of Pisces. And that was the beginning of the end of Pisces. The beginning of the age of Pisces, and now it's the end. So, to me, he came to warn us. Jesus, like a time traveler, he knew that we were heading towards an apocalypse. Maybe, apparently, in about 2,000 years, because he said, that's what it means. When he says to me, I am the Alpha and the Omega, that means to me, I am the beginning of the age and the end of the age. And so he came at the beginning of the age, now is the end of the age. And the end of the age is what's coming now, which is basically what everybody's waiting for, which is World War III. And the 7 years tribulation as prophesied in the Bible. So that's the end. That's the end game. Now, the Earth has been around for about 4.5 billion years in a universe that is about 14.5 billion light years old. So as far as our telescopes can see. And some people say, well, it could be 150 billion light years old, because we can only see 14.5 billion light years. But it's infinity, really. We don't know. It's an incomprehensible number. It's an incomprehensible concept. We human beings really do not understand all this. This is beyond our comprehension. So the other clue in the Bible that I like to talk about is why the Bible says the earth abides forever. So to me, that means that we're going to be back here again. We're going to be back on the earth. If the earth is totally scorched, then I assume that we will be living on another planet, maybe even another star, another galaxy. If we are truly spirit and not just our mortal coil, then when the flesh perishes, the spirit lives on. And since we all come from the Godhead, from God, okay, just like the poem Ode to Intimation of Immortality talks about, we return to God. We return to the Godhead. So why are we here? Well, we're here, maybe the earth is some kind of maybe maximum security prison, or some kind of lab experiment, or some kind of crucible by which our souls are tried. We come from somewhere else. Maybe we come from another planet where we were little naughty boys and girls, and we come here with that original sin that we bring from another planet. So we're here to see what happens. And it looks like maybe we went through another apocalypse maybe about 27,000 years ago, and another one about 13,000 years ago. So it looks like it takes about 13,000 years to fill up the earth with people. When the Bible said in the Bible, when it says now to Adam and Eve, when God said to Adam and Eve, now fill the earth with your kind, and be fruitful and multiply, and fill the earth with your kind, it takes about 13,000 years to fill up the earth with our kind. And then where do we go? If we don't find another planet, then where do we go? Since we can't solve the problem ourselves, it makes sense that God will come back, and since we didn't make it, the Bible says He's coming, Jesus is coming back to kill us all. He's coming back as the wrath of God. It's a very different Jesus that this kind, gentle herde that we find in Psalm 23, which is actually written 1,000 years before Jesus by King David. I think it's King David that wrote all these psalms. They're attributed to him mostly, I think. But That was 1,000 years before Jesus. So Jesus came as a kind shepherd because he wanted to warn us. So now, this is my own interpretation. You can believe whatever you want to believe. But my own interpretation is that since we can't seem to solve our own problems, we have 7 billion people on the planet now, for a planet that maybe was made for 1 billion people. We don't know how to limit our population. We don't know how to do it. Well, there's only one other thing that is left. That's God. God and the devil, or the devil. And the Bible makes it clear that Jesus will come back as the wrath of God. So he's not coming back to say, hello, how are you? What time is it? I gotta run. You have a nice day. Have a nice life. Have a nice life. No, he's coming back to kill us all, basically. It's what the Bible says. He's coming back as the wrath of God. And for those people that believe they're going to be raptured, I've talked about this before, so I'm not going to repeat everything. I've already talked for 25 minutes. Unbelievable. Yeah, that's what happens. I keep going and going and going, and then I don't know that anybody really wants to hear all this. But I've written all this down, and I have entrusted Luke BRACEY. LUKAS, this is for you, Luke. So you write it all down. If you think this is all worth repeating, be put into a book or something. I cannot do everything. So you can be my biographer. That's what I said to you, because once again, about our relationship. I'm a 59-year-old man, and you're 24 years old. So what can you possibly do for me? Well, this is one of the things that you can possibly do for me. This is like Timothy and St. Paul, Saul of Tarsus, as also the Benjamin Sattler in the movie about the apocalypse with Richard Harris. This is one of the roles that a younger man can play. What else can you possibly do for me, and I for you? You know how I feel about you, Luke. Luke, you know how I feel about you, okay? So this is one of the things you can do for me, man. Be my biographer, okay? If you think that this, oh my gosh, Eddie Redmayne and Marilyn Monroe are getting naked. Look at that, they're naked. Look, they're getting naked and they're gonna swim. They're gonna swim. Look at that. Oh my God, they're swimming. That's Eddie Redmayne and Marilyn Monroe. They're swimming naked, I think. Yeah, I think they took their clothes off. Wow. She's got something in her eye. Let me see. I can't see anything. Oh, wow. Look at that. That's Eddie Redmayne and Michelle Williams. Oh, wow. There's a lot of older guys in Hollywood. He's younger though. Eddie Redmayne is younger. It's the opposite of me and LUKAS. I'm 59 years old and LUKAS is 24 years old. Oh yeah, they're naked. Oh, Eddie has some chest hair. I didn't realize he had a little bit of chest hair. Yeah. Oh wow. He's not naked. He's wearing some underwear. And you and all Etonian. He's wearing some. Oh my gosh! He's gonna put his pants on his wet underwear. Wow. Okay. Very modest young man. Okay. Well, you saw that. Okay. I'm gonna hang up now. I'm gonna cut the video now. It's a little old enough. I mean, it's long enough. This is 28 minutes and 33 seconds and counting. And you have a good day, LUKAS, and the world. Okay, bye-bye. Thank you very much for your interest, man. That poem, I did again the Dylan Thomas, as I was young. I did it again, and it's got a lot of people reading it. 20-some people, more than any other. I don't know how people find out which one, because I haven't finished processing it. I did not put the name on it, but people somehow find out what it is, and people go to that one instead of all the other ones. Some of the other ones that I did, I went to Miami, and some of the other ones that I did, people have not even one view, some of them. But that one has got some 20-some views, I think. So people somehow find out what it is. Yeah. Okay. Okay, good day. Bye-bye. Okay, bye-bye. Oh, they're singing The Falling Leaves. Oh, listen to that. Drift by the window. Oh, the autumn leaves are red and gold. As in ready, I see your lips. Ah, beautiful song. The summer kisses. The sunburnt hands I used to hold. Since you went away. I wasn't planning on doing this. The days grow long, and soon I'll hear. I posted this from Cassidy. Old winter song, Eva Cassidy. But I miss you most of all, my darling. Hello, Lucas. For you, man. Hi, Milton. Hi, Milton. The next time I come on set, you better make sure I'll take the home for. Oh, they're mixing in the song and the dialogue in the movie. And there's Eddie Redmayne from Les Miserables. Okay. Without Cosette. Sans Cosette. Okay, bye-bye. Good day, Luke. Luke. V is for Luke Bracey Vega. Bye-bye. Have a good day, Luke. Guten Tag, Luke. Guten Tag. Bonjour, Luke. Bonjour, Luke. 31 minutes and 5 seconds. 7, 6, 7, 8. Bye-bye. 10th of August 2013. And it's 12 and 17 in the afternoon. Yes. Bye-bye.